talk to me dirty, boy. Wordplay, wordplay. You think that I'ma let you slay it, boy. No games, no games. Got you caught in the way. Now you feeling some type of way. Love on float when you rock that boat. Feeling so good that you're in the pain. And the sun wanting, we're going in. If you can play in the rain. Boy, I got it. I know you want it. I keep it coming. Like a tsunami. Ride that way, ride that way, ride that way, ride that way. Gon' ride that way, 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 ride that way. Gon' ride that way. Surfer sweat got me so open. Now I got you out there in the middle of the ocean. Hoping you can ride that way. Gonna ride that way. Make it wet and wild on the side of the road. In the back of your Monte Carlo. We ain't gotta go slow. Got the go. Boy, you already know. I'm in the vibe. You feeling this vibe. Boy, you can get it right now. Give me some more. Easy to flow. When I put my pennies to the side. It gets hot in the ride and I'm so high. Like 20-foot waves, baby. Drowning deeper for sure. Deeper we go. Boy, I'ma drive you crazy. I'ma let you play in the rain.
I'm gonna really trip y'all out. 1985, We Are the World, Shwty.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We all a part of God's great big family. And the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. Well, send them your heart so they know that someone cares.
Dionne Warwick.
And their lives will be stronger and free.
Yeah, a little bit of Kenny Rogers in there.
God has shown us by turning stone to bread. And so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world. We are the children. We are the
Hey, welcome back to the show. So 1985 is the year. The number to the show is 404-822-5467. So 1985 was the release of We Are the World. It was a charity single originally recorded by the supergroup United Supports of Artists for Africa in 1985. It was written by Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie with arrangements by Michael Almatarian and produced by Quincy Jones for the We Are the World. Sales exceeded 20 million copies. How much did they actually make off of this? Oh, here we go. We Are the World raised over $63 million, which is equivalent to, they say, about $138 million today for humanitarian aid in Africa and in the U.S. I mean, you can't front on that. Damn. All right, so I guess I should back up a second. if you're a greenhorn listening to the show right now, which basically is anybody under me as far as age. So all of these artists came together. All of these big-name artists came together, man, and recorded this song for humanitarian efforts in Africa. All right, they were looking out for Africa. I mean, think about that. When has that ever happened before? And so here's a list of people that were on this record. And whose idea was it? Was it Michael Jackson's idea or was it Quincy Jones's idea? Quincy Jones, legendary record producer. But here's who was actually on this record. All right, it's a long list, so just bear with me for a second. I think this is kind of important. So Quincy Jones was the conductor. He basically was standing out there like some type of orchestra conductor or whatever. Quincy Jones, big name. Soloists performing in the song, Lionel Richie, Stevie Wonder, Paul Simon, Kenny Rogers, James Ingram, Tina Turner, Billy Joel, Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, Dionne Warwick, Willie Nelson, Al Jarreau, Bruce Springsteen, Kenny Loggins, Steve Perry, Daryl Hall, Huey Lewis, Cyndi Lauper, Kim Carnes, Bob Dylan, and Ray freaking Charles. Did you hear the superstars that I just named just now that had solos on this song? I mean, think about if they did a We Are the World song for 2017. So you'd have Future, Cardi B, Lil Yachty. It just makes me sad just even thinking about it. Then you also had, as far as, I guess they gave background or whatever, Dan Aykroyd. Ooh, they had actors involved with this thing as well. Dan Aykroyd, Harry Belafonte, Sheila E., Bill Gibson, Chris Hayes, Jackie Jackson, Michael Lil Bubba, or older brother, LaToya Jackson. They had the whole damn Jackson 5. Tito, Randy, Marlon, LaToya, all of them were a part of this as well. So I guess maybe Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson wrote it. And I don't know if he actually came up with the idea or he just wrote it or whatever. But he had all his siblings part of this thing. John Oates, Jeffrey Osborne, the Pointer Sisters, and Smokey Robinson, We Are the World. Good shit. Now, Loose Neck Sigh, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, Loose Neck Sigh is trying to be funny, saying, and Doug Stewart singing the hook. Actually, I did get an invitation to sing in this song, but I was only 15 years old. My mama wouldn't sign the waiver, and my daddy wanted to find out about the money, and they said it was no money, it was charity, and so my parents wouldn't let me be involved with it. We are the world. J. Clyde, Snow Bunny Hunter, We Are the World 2017 with mofos and libs would be great. That is hilarious. Yeah. I don't know how We Are the World would turn out in 2017. Definitely don't know how it would turn out. Hey, 404-822-5467 is the number to the show, 404-822-5467. We talked about it yesterday that the Cleveland Browns had released Joe Hayden, cornerback, a couple-time Pro Bowl cornerback, and he was signed immediately. I mean, sundown didn't even happen yet, and Joe Hayden was signed to the Pittsburgh Steelers on Wednesday. After being cut by the Browns once again earlier in the day. Hayden's 3-year deal is for $27 million, including $7 million this year, sources are saying, and he's going. I mean, it was a big conversation here in this city. If you're new to the show, I do this show from Metro ATL, and so there was actually a write-up in the paper by D. Orlando Ledbetter, the beat writer for the Atlanta Falcons, and it made all of the sense in the world. Falcons got a cornerback right now that's been suspended for 10 games, and so it just made all the sense in the world. And from what I understand, they weren't even one of the top teams that tried to get dude. There were several teams, as you can imagine, trying to get his services, and he stays in the division and goes on and now going to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You talk about going from ashy to classy? Think about it now. You wake up that morning and you play for the lowly, shitty Cleveland Browns. And by the time your head hit the pillow that night, you are a member of the world champion many times, not last year, the world champion organization in the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have a good shot of making it to the playoffs. And another even good shot, if you're talking about AFC teams, to maybe surpassing the New England Patriots and making it to the Super Bowl. Pittsburgh's always viable. They're always dominant. So you went from Cleveland to the Pittsburgh Steelers in one day? Praise his holy name. Yeah. So I know Joe Hayden's very excited about this opportunity, man, being a Pittsburgh Steeler. And also, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, the Cleveland Browns yesterday continued with their roster overhaul when they traded offensive lineman Cam Irving, a former first-round draft pick who's been a bust pretty much from what I understand, to the Kansas City Chiefs for a fifth-round selection in 2018. One thing I will say about Cleveland, man, they're not standing pat. Okay, I don't know how these moves are going to work out. They have to actually draft good players with all of these picks that they've been amassing. But the deal gives Cleveland 13 picks in next year's NFL draft, including multiple selections in the first, second, fourth, fifth, and sixth rounds. Irving, the 19th overall selection in 2015, was the second first-round pick the Browns parted with on Wednesday. The team also released Joe Hayden, as I just talked about. And so they've done a lot of things. They've amassed all these picks. And I know we got some people here from the state of Ohio that root for Ohio State. And I'm sure you root for the Cleveland Browns, which is futile at best, or has been. But they've been doing a lot. They've been staying active, man. They got all of these picks. They're trading away all of these players that feel like can't help them for the long term. They're making a lot of moves. We'll see how it turns out. One thing that I thought about, man, and that's being missed in all of this stuff with the Cleveland Browns is the deal that they made with the Houston Texans for punk-ass Brock Osweiler. Right. Now, so the Browns saved at just about $7 million in cap space by letting Joe Hayden go. Now another couple of million on the draft bust Cam Irving by trading him to the Chiefs. So the $16 million down the drain after they traded for Brock Osweiler isn't that bad. It's not that bad. You gave away a good player, or you let a good player go, and Joe Hayden. You know, all really you can point back to the deal that they made for Brock Osweiler. And y'all remember, for people that listen to this show, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, for people that listen to this show, you remember when this deal went down with Brock Osweiler and the Cleveland Browns? And a lot of people in the media and sports journalism was saying and trying to say that this was actually a good deal that the Cleveland Browns did. This wasn't a good deal. It's never a good deal to trade for Brock stinking ass Osweiler. I was on an island by myself. Like, everybody across the board in media was praising, this deal for whatever, mind-boggling, crazy reasons that they had. I can't even remember why people were saying it was a good deal. But there was no reason to take the baggage from the Houston Texans and Brock Osweiler, and they did it. And now, dude, not even starter. Pretty much, he's like the third-string quarterback on that team right now. He couldn't start. They already made the deal. You're on the team. They had to take your salary. And Deshaun Kaiser, a rookie quarterback that's never played a minute in the NFL, beat you out? It's not a good look for Brock Osweiler. Or the Cleveland Browns. It's almost like what I was saying yesterday, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. It's almost like what I was saying yesterday about how I hate it when people, are so adamant about one sports take, and then when we find out it's totally wrong, they're quiet, and they forget about it. Same thing about this Conor McGregor dude getting his ass kicked. Everybody was all over America talking about this is going to be an interesting fight. He's got a chance, this, that, and the other. He could possibly beat Floyd. They quiet now. Same thing. All of these cats in America was talking about this Osweiler deal being good or not that bad. No, it was horrible. It was stupid. And the Browns right now still trying to